Hello children. So today you are going to learn about the second unit in your grade 9 science textbook, that is the eye and the ear. So for today we are going to learn about the very first part of your lesson, that is the structure and the function of the human eye. So before learning about the human eye, we'll just think, how can we just survive without our eyes? Have you ever wondered? So now think of your letters. Can you just write without seeing the things? Can you just do calculations in papers by using numbers without seeing? Can you even see the colors of this wonderful world? Can you even recognize your parents without your eyes? So that you will end up thinking that you can't see things without eyes. So that is why we say that eye in our body is the optical sensory organ. So simply we let us see things. So now the first thing today we are going to see the location of our eyes in our body. So this is the human skull. So in the human skull you will see the orbits. So inside the orbits, you will find your eyes. So in the first diagram, you can see that your eye is embedded inside this orbit, and there are few muscles that will be connecting your eye with this orbit. So these are known as the eye muscles. You will find 6 eye muscles in your, which is connected with your eyes. So in this diagram, you will see the 6 eye muscles. So, in the next part of our lesson, we are going to name the main parts of the cross section of the human eye. So, when we are doing that, you will see that the diagram is just empty without the names. So, I am just going to label them myself, and I will also be telling you the functions of each part, so that it will be easy for you to remember the new terms that you come across in labeling this figure. So the outermost layer of our eye, which is in white color, this is a white tough layer which will not let light in, is known as the sclerotic layer. So inside the sclerotic layer, you will find this red color layer. So this is known as the choroid or the choroid layer. So in this layer will be supplying blood to your eye. So inside the choroid layer, you will find the yellow color layer. In this layer, you will find the light sensitive rod cells and the cone cells. So we will name this as the retina. So in retina, you will find there are 2 places that is marked. So we can name these 2 places. So this place is known as the fovea, or we can also tell it as the yellow spot. So this is the part of retina which is actually sensitive to light. So there is another part of retina which is not actually sensitive to light, that is known as the blind spot. So blind term itself says that it is not sensitive to light. So now when you come to this part, this is a nerve which will be connecting the image, that is the information about the image that is formed in your eye, to send the message away to your brain. So the nerve that is referred with your eye is known as the optic nerve. So now this is the muscle that you have learned before, that is the eye muscle, the muscle that will be connecting your eye with the orbit of the skull. So now when you consider the frontmost part of your eye, this is the part which is adapted to take the light into your eyes. So most of the parts in this frontmost part will be actually transparent to light. So now whenever in the exam they ask questions about transparent, so you must know that it is a part that is in front of the eye. So now when you consider this outermost layer, so we were discussing about the sclerotic layer. So now when this sclerotic layer comes in front, it becomes thin and it will be transparent. So the layer will be known as the cornea. So this is the cornea in your eye. This will let the light rays into your come into your eyes. So now inside the cornea and between the lens and the cornea, you will find a watery liquid. So the term starts with liquid, it is aqueous. So the layer which will be filling the space between the cornea and the lens is what you call the aqueous humor. So this part will be also transparent. So now this is the lens in our eyes. So the shape of the lens of our eye is equivalent with the two convex glass lenses that you find in your lab. So shape is like that. When you connect the two glass lenses, the convex lenses, so you will see that biconvex lens that you have in your eye lens. So this is the lens in your eye. So now you will see that this part, this is simply known as the iris. So that is the part actually controlling the amount of light that will enter to your eye lens. So now you see that the lens will be focusing light into your eyes. So this iris will be controlling the amount of light that this lens will be facing. So now you see that iris has the ability to close and open. This is like the digital camera. So you will see that the aperture of the digital camera, we can just adjust the size. So this is the same thing is done by the iris. So now you will see that in the iris, so in the middle, in the center, you will find a hole-like part. So this is known as the pupil. The very dark black color spot that you see in your lens is the pupil. So now this will allow light to enter and pass through the lens. So that is the job done by the pupil. So now when you consider these are the muscles that will be holding your lens. So they are known as the ciliary muscles. So now when you consider this rare cavity of your eye, so this cavity is filled with a jelly-like substance. So this will be giving the spherical shape of your eye. So this is known as the vitreous humor. So now I think you have learned all the parts of your eye. So now we'll just move on to the next part. Where you're going to learn how your eye perceive visionary senses. Now, when you come across with the word perceive, that is actually giving the meaning receive. So now you're going to see how your eyes is seeing things. So now when you consider in the picture, you will see that there is an object, there is a teacup. So the light rays that will be entered to your eyes, the eye lens of you from this teacup will be refracted through the lens of your eye. So now these refracted rays, as the eye lens is a biconvex lens, it will be converged into the retina and will make an inverted image. So this is the inverted image, that is upside down image. So now what does the optic nerve do? So optic nerve is the one which will be carrying the message of this image. So now soon as this upright image form in your retina, the nerve endings will stimulate with this message. So the message will be carried through this optic nerve into your brain. So the brain will form the upright image. So you will immediately know what you actually see. So this is simply a very simple job, right? So now we'll move to the next part where I am going to ask few questions from you. So here it is. What you have to do is you have to underline the most appropriate, the most suitable answer. So in here, in the first question, they have asked, eye is fixed with the orbits bias. So you already know that the orbits are there in your skull. So eye will be fixed to the orbits with the muscles that is called as the eye muscles. So in number, you have 6 eye muscles. So the next one, the second question is, the outermost layer of the eye is the, so we have told that the outermost layer of the eye, that is tough and will not be transparent, and it is white in color. This is none other than the sclerotic layer. So the next question, the layer that supplies blood to the eyes. So in the diagram you have seen a red color layer which is known as the O. Well, I do not see the answer here. So none of the answers can be taken as the answer. So the answer is actually the choroid or the yes, I'll just write the answer here. The answer is the choroid layer. So this is the answer for the third question. So now it comes to the fourth one. The layer in which light sensitive rod cells and cone cells are located. So now there was the outermost layer, the sclerotic layer. Inside that you found the choroid layer which will be supplying blood to your eye, and inside that you found the light sensitive layer in your eyes that was known as the retina of your eye. So now the fifth question, the nerve that connects eye and the brain is. Now there are different nerves in your body, but when you consider your eyes, so eye is the part that is referred with your vision or seeing. So the word come with this eye is the optic. So the nerve that is connect the eye with your brain is the optic nerve. So now the sixth question, the transparent watery liquid that fills the space between the lens and the cornea. So now it says that the watery liquid. So the word liquid comes to you, and the word that we'll find in the diagram is aqueous. So the word is actually, again, the answer is not here. So I'll just simply write it here. So actually three answers should come here, but it is not here. So the word is aqueous humor. So now the lens in your eye is, so I have told you it will be equivalent with the shape will be equivalent with the two glass convex lenses that you find in your lab, that is biconvex. So the eighth question, the area in the retina where light sensitive cells are not located is. So now you saw that there are two areas in your retina. So one part will be sensitive to light. So we have named it as fovea, or you can tell it as the yellow spot as well. But there is a part which is not sensitive to light, which is known as the blind spot. It is not sensitive to light, which is also known as blind. So it is the blind spot. So I think this part is very clear to you by doing just doing today's lesson. So we'll just wind up the lesson for today. Thank you for coming for the session. Goodbye, everyone.